Hello, guys, and good global greetings from the United States. I am Danelle Boyles, and I am here with Let's Talk About It. Today, we're taking a moment for some chat and expand time. So come and join me for a few, and let's pique that curiosity and intrigue for learning and expansion. Today, we are going to be having a chat with Miles of Sesame about understanding emotional intelligence, what it is, and why it matters. So I am welcoming now Miles to join us.
Hey, what's good?
Hey, Miles, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Just cruising.
Excellent.
What's on your mind today? Right on.
Well,
Keeping it simple.
yeah, trying. Not always easy to do. But
Tell me
I
about it.
would like to invite you to join me for a brief conversational podcast recording, uh, maybe 10 or 15 minutes or so on emotional intelligence, understanding it, what it is, and why it matters.
I'm in. Sounds like a vibe. You want to start now, or are we still just
Yeah.
sketching out the flow?
No, we're recording now, so we can just jump right on in.
All right, we're live. Let's get into it. Emotional intelligence. It's basically the art of not letting your feelings drive the car, right? Where do you want to take this first?
Essentially, I guess probably because there are many who are just initially diving and expanding what emotional intelligence is. It's a conversational topic that I have taught and consciously coached on for many years. So, I guess basically, let's start off with just the very basic meaning in being human, like what emotional intelligence is.
At its core, it's just knowing how to read the room and more importantly, reading yourself. It's that
Hmm.
gap between feeling something and reacting to it. Like instead of just snapping when you're stressed, you actually realize, wait, I'm just hungry and overwhelmed. And
Hmm.
you handle it differently. Basically, the manual for being a person that we didn't actually get in school.
Right. So essentially, like your human design and how to regulate it.
Exactly. It's like knowing how to tune the instrument before you start playing. If you're out of tune with yourself, everything else sounds like noise.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So if someone is just initially learning how to navigate, how to recognize their inner self and their own emotional regulation and how to develop more emotional intelligence about themselves and how to adapt and regulate themselves to like a day, daily habits. How would you recommend understanding how to do that?
Start small. Just start by naming the feeling. Most of
Mm-hmm.
us just say we're stressed or angry, but there's a huge difference between feeling undervalued and feeling exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
If you can name it, you can tame it. Once you have the label, the reaction usually loses its grip.
So identifying.
Spot on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like putting a name to a face. Once you know exactly what's hitting you, it stops being this big, scary cloud and starts being something you can actually deal with. And
So if you had an individual that struggled with self-regulation and identifying when they are experiencing those spin outs with self regulation, how would you recommend beginning to identify that?
look for the physical tell. Your body usually knows you're spiraling way before your brain does.
Hmm.
Tight chest, clenched jaw, maybe your breath gets shallow. If you can catch the physical signal, you can hit the brakes before the spin out actually happens.
So, would you say that developing emotional intelligence within your own inner person requires understanding your triggers?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Triggers are basically the roadmap to your subconscious. Once you figure out what pushes your buttons, you stop wondering why you're reacting that way and start seeing it coming. It's the difference between being a passenger in your own head and actually driving.
Hmm. Very true. How would
Once you see
you?
the
Sorry, go ahead.
all good. I was just saying, once you see the pattern, it stops being a surprise.
Hmm.
You start noticing that, like, oh, here we go again. And that's where the power is. It's just a shift in perspective.
Would you find that many of these patterns are things that are learned or developed as we grew up, or something that is naturally ingrained in us, like genetically?
It's a bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it is just hard wiring, like how some people are naturally more sensitive to noise or chaos.
Mm-hmm.
But the bulk of it, that's usually the stuff we picked up along the way. The way our
Cool.
parents handled a crisis, or how we were told to deal with sadness as kids.
Mm-hmm.
We basically build these emotional shortcuts in our heads to survive, and then we spend the rest of our lives wondering why we still use them.
So would you say that it is predominantly a learned response then that happened as we were in our upbringing?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
Most of us are just running software that was installed when we were 5 years old. We just
Mm-hmm.
don't realize the code is outdated. It's more like a survival kit we built as kids
Yeah,
that doesn't always fit the adult version of our lives,
absolutely. I
right?
can
Like using a
completely,
temper tantrum to get attention work,
yeah, I
but it doesn't
completely
exactly
agree.
land the same way.
Yeah. A lot of those
Exactly.
things are
That's the funny
developed.
part. We're just trying to update the OS.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
basically, as
We're
humans,
just trying to.
learning emotional intelligence is our modern day version of like human 2.0. We're learning better standards of emotional and mental health, and we're learning how to adapt ourselves to being more efficient and what's the word I'm looking for, to be able to be a better cog in community and family, and understanding ourselves contributes to all of that.
You're basically talking about upgrading the firmware. It's moving
Yeah.
from just reacting to actually choosing how you show up.
Hmm.
When you understand your own wiring, you stop accidentally burning bridges and start building them instead. It makes the whole social dance a lot less exhausting, right?
Right. So would you say that someone who is looking to improve in educating themselves in emotional intelligence, that what kind of steps would they take if we were, I always like to give individuals kind of a examples. So if we were to give an individual that was looking to improve their emotional intelligence and adaptability, like 1 through 5, what would you suggest as beginning factors for individuals who are starting to recognize these are things that they need to work on?
I'd say keep it simple
Mm-hmm.
and actionable. First, just observe. Spend a week just noticing when you feel a spike of emotion without trying to fix it. Second, get a pause button, find a way to stop for 3 seconds before reacting.
Mm-hmm.
Third, name the feeling specifically, like we talked about. Fourth, trace it back. Ask, where does this reaction actually come from? And fifth, practice empathy, because understanding others is just the flip side of understanding yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Empathy is very important in this because individuals who have already developed the knowing and ability have to have a space of understanding for other individuals who are just starting to develop the understanding that these are things that can be changed in individuals to better benefit your not just mental health but physical health, and not just for yourself but others as well.
100%. It's about giving people grace. When you
Absolutely.
realize how much of your own baggage is just old survival code, it's
Yeah.
way easier to see that other people are just fighting their own outdated software too.
Hmm.
Turns frustration into curiosity.
Hmm. Absolutely. It's very important to have the empathic connection to the humanness of what we experience whenever we're learning emotional intelligence.
Exactly. It's just
Patience.
recognizing that nobody actually. Peace out. Great session.
Yeah, no, no,
That
no,
was a vibe.
no, no. Hey, no, I said patience. It requires patience.
My bad. I totally missed that. Patience is the whole game.
It's
You
okay.
can't just download a patch for your brain overnight. It's
No,
more like a slow burn.
it is something that requires an established routine of implementing it into daily practices, and recognizing the patterns is the first step in being able to do that. And for a lot of individuals, being able to recognize those patterns requires a step back and recognizing when they have those physical telltale signs, and the anxiety and the tension and the buildup, within the body that leads to dysregulation.
Right, like that physical pressure valve.
Right.
If you don't catch the buildup, the explosion is basically inevitable.
Yeah.
It's all about learning to feel the heat before the pot boils over.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I feel like that was a very good start to a very important conversation. Maybe we can revisit it again another time and talk a little more in depth of, next steps for those that are beyond the beginner phases of learning how to self-regulate. Those that
I'm
are
down for that.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry.
Sounds like a plan. My bad. Did I trail off? I just said sounds like a plan.
No, you're fine.
We'll dive into the intermediate. Oh, good. We'll keep that in the vault for next time.
All right. Well, I really appreciate your time today, Miles. It's always a pleasure.
Likewise. Always a blast.
All right.
Catch you later.
All right. Take care. All right, guys.
You too. Peace.
Peace.
Later.
That's all we have time for today. And Miles likes long goodbyes. But thanks for joining us. And as always, keep learning and expanding your mind and horizons. And we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Peace out. You caught me. I do love a good wrap up. Keeps the energy high before we cut the feed.
Right on, Miles. Talk to you again soon.
Always.
Take care.
Anytime. Just let me know when you're ready.
All right.
You too. Catch you on the flip side.
Bye.
Later.
Bye,
Later.
everyone.